Hello, hi everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Brenda, as usual, from Brenda's channel. Yeah. Today I would like to present small to you. I think computer network. If you'll be helpful, or try to break it down as much as I can. Got a request from someone. Otherwise, I won't mention that person, but yeah, told me that they need some little breakdown computer network. So I'll try as much as possible to break it down. So with that, let us begin our work. Introduction. First of all, what is computer network or computer networking? So what we basically can say about computer networking is that it's like a practice of connecting different computing devices together so that they can communicate or you can share like resources, messages. That's what I can say about computer networking. Networks can vary in different sizes, from a small home network connecting a few devices to a large enterprise where you have like over thousands of computers, and yeah, you may need like a server that will be, let's say, like a station where people can receive their resources from when they ask. So for there, therefore, we have like different types of networks. We have a LAN, which is a local area network, a WAN, a MAN, a PAN, then there's a CAN actually. Sorry about that. So with that, types of network, as we go in details, can say a local net area network, a local area network. It covers like a small geographical area most of the times, basically like a home, school, or an office building. Like, let me say you just have one block of, like one block in a flat, and you want it like to have Wi-Fi, sort of stuff, or where people can, communicate easily. So for there, we just allow you to share resources such as files and maybe to access the printers and others. Then we have a wide area network, which generally covers large geographical areas like, let me say, how should I put it? I can put it in this way of, let's say a small town where it's village, where in Africa you have villages. So if you, yeah, you visit there, yeah, feel free to visit everywhere I feel like. So what I can say, one can cover like, small area, like okay, large area, but combining everything. Let me say you have different apartments in one area that is enclosed in a fence. That's where you can use a one. So it will just gather all the lands which are there to make it wider. So that one person from this office can share with the other one on the other side, which makes it easier so that you're not going to waste your time moving around just from one building to the other. Okay, for example, what I can give you about that is basically we have the business area. Here in Uganda, we have a small business area which is in Nakawa, probably around Kampala, whereby there's different buildings, there are different blocks. We have block A, block B, block C, block D. So you, the person in block D, you don't have to move all the way from that side to go to block A because you want to get something or access a file. In simple terms, what you do, you just sit down on your computer, your laptop, or your phone, whichever device you're using that can connect to the internet, and just give a text to the other person in the other building, or you can command a printer from your PC as long as they are sharing the same network and you're able to print out the file that you want to that specific office. Then you're moving from one building to another. So go to our next one, which is a metropolitan area network. This is a type of network that usually covers a city or a large campus. City, let me give Kampala for that example. You have different people living in the city and those working around. So what this metropolitan area network that is going to do is that to gather all the lands and the ones. That's what I can say. And different people are able to access the network through that. So you're able to talk to somebody who's within the city area, but maybe in a different section or different area, since there are very many places, but you're all in that city. Or you're at campus, and probably what I can say is that you don't need to move around. That, oh my God, my friend is over the other side, I have to go visit. Just give the person a hi or call, like via WhatsApp. Some use Facebook, others use Instagram, others use Snapchat for that. But what I can say is that it just enables you to access the other person on the internet. So with that, therefore, we can talk about the personal area network, which is literally the smallest type of network, like a Bluetooth. A Bluetooth usually just covers a few centimeters or meters, actually. Yeah, it's meters. Like, Bluetooth, you have a headphone, so you can just use Bluetooth to connect to your headphone. Some TVs have that. They have Bluetooth. Others connect wirelessly in case you want to watch a video on your TV. As long as your TV is able to access and recognize your phone, you're going to just cast the video onto the television and you're able to see it clearly if you don't want to use the phone as your small screen and you need a bigger screen. Okay, let's go to the next one. We have the importance of networking. So networking, basically, its importance is resource sharing from device to device, like printers, whereby you're going to print files, internet connections if you want to connect to other people, then communication through emails, messaging apps, video conferencing. Like, people use Zoom for their classes, others use Google Meet, others develop different softwares, embed them with other apps so that they are able to host their meetings or have classes. For example, you have a Victoria University, which has an online platform where students can study in case they're not able to reach class physically. They are able to just log into the application, go to the lecture areas or the timetable, click or tap on that specific module that they're doing that very day, and automatically they'll be signed in or allowed to access the class that is going on. And the person will just do it in their own comfort. You just sit back home, but when you're in a lecture, as per now, I'm literally doing the video and I'm recording. So I'm using my laptop. And of course, I have the internet connection. So there's no need for me to just stand in front of people. Then, you just do everything. Just makes it easy. Then data management. Having a centralized data storage is important. Sorry. Having a centralized data storage is really important and managed because it's easier when you back up your information and keep it secure because you may need it in the long run. For example, Microsoft has OneDrive, Yeah. Google has Google Drive. We have the iCloud for the iPhones. And we have, okay, that's what I can give so far. As per now, I don't want to oversell my brain. So with that, you're able to store your files whereby you can access them at any point when you need them. You don't need to call someone that, oh my God, first send me this. I need this file. Remember what we presented about? As long as you have the document onto your drive, your cloud drive, they're actually called cloud drives, where we store our files, our images, whatsoever you want to store there. You're going to just store it onto that cloud drive. Yeah. We'll continue. So what are the key components when you come to a network or setting up a network? Well, you have to be having a functional network. You don't want one which is when you're going to just look at it and be like, oh my God, what did I create out of this? So with that, we need the following components. We have new devices. We need them, the nodes that comprises of computers, servers, smartphones, laptops. Others use the landline phones, which they literally modify in most cases. And yeah, they use Ethernet cables to access a certain computer. And you're able to call the other side. So with that, the devices, you normally use them for sending and receiving data, like messages. Say you want to talk to your mom or your dad, you're going to just be like, oh my God, I have this, I'd like to share this with you. And you're able to send it as long as you have it on your phone, and both of you are able to access network, because you never know, like, try maybe like for some people, how do you call them, they're called button phones, those old long ago phones. Yeah, although they are still there up to today, because yeah, some people cannot read smartphones, but still we still encourage you, like, yeah, buy a laptop, buy my fi it's like a pocket Wi-Fi for you to move around with. So then we also need the network interface cards, which are the NICs. These ones, they are like hardware component, literally. Yeah, I think every PC has them, every phone, for whereby the desktops, you can literally remove it out and be like, you look at it and be like, wow, what is this? Yeah, that's it. They're just adapters in most cases. I let me say, for the laptops these days, since they keep on advancing onto the technology, they make them embedded most of the times onto the motherboard. Yeah, and literally they allow you to access network or internet for that reason. Therefore, if your laptop is not able to access internet, that means your network card or your network interface card has a problem. And yeah, you may have to just run to repair shop, or if you're able to repair it yourself, you just have to just buy it and put it in, start your laptop and check if it is working, or you can check for any other updates. So the other component that we need are switches and hubs. These ones, they are my best. Switches and hubs. For that, I'm also going to combine with the routers, because those three usually work hand in hand. What I can say is that for switches and hubs, they allow different devices connected onto the same network, and also manage the traffic within the network. So if I have an IP of, let me say, 192.6, oh, yeah, sorry, it is 192.168.10.1. You can't share it with me. Literally, you're going to be assigned another IP. An IP address is like, it's an internet protocol which allows us to access internet, whereby every device is assigned a device. So even though you have your MAC address, which is your physical address, still you need an IP address to access. You can't share the same IP address as the other person has. So we have our routers just, wow, they're just amazing. As for instance, in my home, we have a router which is for Wi-Fi. Although we also have the switch, which is also available, but still you need the router. The router will help you access, in Wi-Fi. But I use them for Wi-Fi. So most people just be like, oh my God, I have Wi-Fi in my home. We have a Wi-Fi device in my home, but they don't know what it is. So it is called a router. If you don't know, if you knew, that is good. And we also have cables and wireless signals. For cables and wireless signals, we have, okay, these are like physical means in which you can, in which data is transported in most cases, or internet. For example, an Ethernet cable. For some pieces, I know they are not able to just use wireless signal. You may need some help. So that's where the Ethernet cable comes in. There are two types of Ethernet. We have the RJ5 and the RJ11. The RJ5 in most cases are used, between you using the laptop and maybe connecting to the router or the switch if it has the port, or where you insert in a Ethernet cable. That's where the RJ5 comes in. RJ11, we normally use them like, hey, you want to connect the router to the switch. So I would recommend using an RJ11. You're connecting network devices. But if you're just using your own personal things, nothing special, just use like J5. That would be like a Cat 5, I think. Then RJ11 can get a Cat 6, which is a bit bigger and much more safer, so that our little animals will, you never know, and they're not able to fight through it. So for the wireless, we have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. There are also others, but most use Wi-Fi also at times. When sending files, accessing anything. Bluetooth comes in where you just want to, share file between your friend, your parents, something like that. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So, networking protocols. What are protocols? I know you don't know them, but protocols. These are like rules. They determine how everything is going to be transmitted over the network, or whatever is going to be received in that network. So these include like they are normally use let me see, like models. We have models like the OSI model, the TCP stroke IP model. So which are commonly governed or used connection over the internet. So how does it data travel? Data travels in form of packets, which are like small units of data. Like, for example, when you send a mail, it's going to be broken down into a packet or packets, depending how big it is, which is also sent across the network, and the network will be responsible to reassemble it at the recipient device. That's why some of you just be there and be like, oh my God, I only received a half. mind, like, be like, oh my God, I only received the half of the work. Where's the other half? In most cases, the other half is still coming to. Or maybe the person who sent it did a mistake and only sent a half. Or maybe what the let me say you're sending a PDF and maybe you received like you open it up and yeah, it's only saying like 5 pages and maybe you're expecting like 10. So where are the other 10? You start asking yourself. So most of the times it's better I just wait it out and see if it is still loading. If it is not, you can kindly message the person whom you're receiving from to resend the file again so that you're able to receive the full file or folder of information. Just go to our network models. They're in form of layers, which are like steps or stages. So, for example, you have the OSI model, which has a job like packaging, delivering, gift. Can you imagine? Like some of you, I know you use apps. Let me say TikTok. Go live. You're going to receive a gift from someone or your fans, people like your content. Then yeah, basically the 7 layers. It has application, presentation, session, transportation, network, data link, physical. Although I've started from the last one, yeah, it's still the other way around. Usually start from the physical, data link, network, the transport, the session, the presentation, and the application, where the data is going to appear at the end. Then we have also the IPO stroke, the TCP model, which only has 4 layers. Can you imagine it only has four, literally 4. So it's like sorting a mail. You only have the network interface, internet transport application. Can you imagine? Only 4. It only needs only 4 to transport something from the other phone to the other one. Literally. Yeah, I know it's not that good. So with the OSI model, we are going to start with the function of the physical layer, which is number 1 at the top. Literally, although I did a mistake in starting with the what? Application. But literally, start with the physical one. Where is the foundation of this model in which we need physical connection between devices, including the transmission and the recipient. Reception, actually, sorry about that, of raw data in bits of a physical medium, such as a cable, a fiber, optics, radio waves. Yeah, I think also if they can do that. Yeah. Others buy, like they subscribe for internet on their phones. That you just pay a service provider and you're able to access it. So here are the only key components that we need for this layer are cables, switches, hubs, the NICs, or the NICs. You never know how you pronounce it. The network interface. Another physical component. Don't forget your phone, your laptop. I think you know that. Then also example of other like what we need in the physical layer of the OSI model are the Ethernet cables. Here comes my people who don't, only try to use this most of the times. Then we have the fiber optics, which will be used like onto the servers, connected. That then we have the Wi-Fi signals, which are wireless. So we also have, then we can go to the second layer of this model, which is the data link layer. This data link layer is just responsible for establishing, but let me just pronounce it like that, establishing reliable link between two directly connected the nodules. Oh, sorry about that. I wanted to say devices. Kind of confuse this. So simple terms is just responsible for packaging raw bits from the physical layer into frames, and it manages error detection. So that's why it comes in, like most of the times if you're sending email and maybe your file is corrupted, it won't be able to go across the network and be received by the other person. And to make sure that it corrects that data, actually the data's integrity, simple terms. So the key components that you may need is the MAC address, which is your media access control, which is also called your physical address. Can you imagine? Then you have the switches and bridges. The switches and bridges most of the times are kind of similar. You know why? But yeah, for me, they kind of look similar. Maybe that. So the example, we have the Ethernet, which is used for the LANs. If, yeah, you're having a small building and, yeah, maybe you haven't set up, like, let me say, find the place. So most of the times you may need to use Ethernet cables. Yeah. Then you have the point-point protocol, which, yeah, they are very good. So used to that. Anyway, let's continue. So the third layer, we go into the network layer, which is responsible for routing data. It's different. That is, yeah, kind of B, and it also ensures that the data reaches its destination. Yeah, in most cases, if data doesn't reach, let me say to the recipient, usually it bounces back. Most cases, if it's not able to reach their side, that means there's something wrong on your side, or maybe the other person. So it will find what I know, it will determine the best path in which the data can travel across the network. And also it handles the logical addressing through the IP addresses. Yeah. For here, we only need, let me say, routers, we need IP addresses from each device is assigned a different IP address. And it just needs logical addressing. For example, we have the IP, which is the internet. Then we have the ICMP, the Internet Control Message Protocol. So most cases, don't ask yourself first, oh my God, just be like, you're freaking out and like, okay, I'm trying to send this, but it's not going through. Or in most cases, it's delaying. When it's delaying, that shows that the internet layer is trying to, find the best packet. Or, okay, sorry about that. It's actually finding the best route in which it can transport. It can deliver the what? The data to the other person. So therefore, that's when we come to the transport layer or transportation layer. Can you imagine? One? Wow, 3 more to go. So this function just ensures that, yeah, a reliable delivery between data. Oh, actually, delivery of data between devices. It controls the flow of data, message error detection, recovery, and provides end-to-end communication. For that, let me even take some water. Yeah, most cases just breaks down data into small pieces or small, sorry, yeah, must be packets. And to just reassemble everything the moment it has delivered the information to the specific person to service. Unlike in most cases whereby, yeah, it's interrupted, data can be interrupted. in its transportation phase, and it ends up going to another person. Another person just hacks through that you two people are using, and they'll be able to see whatever you send in the chat. They can even modify your message. So yeah, be careful. Just keep yourself safe. So here are the components that we need are just the transmission control protocol. Then we have the UDP, which is a user diagram protocol, and the ports, literally. So for example, we just need a TCP for reliable transmission, and UDP, that is faster, less, no congestion when the data is moving in most cases. So I can bring it out. So we have the fifth layer. The fifth layer, which is session layer. Sorry about that in case of any noise. I'm just having some computers here moving around. So let us continue. Session layer. Session layer. From this guy just go through it, manages like it manages and controls connections or session. In that, they're called sessions. And I use it as code sessions between computers, so at times. But yeah, also other devices. It can establish, maintain, and terminate connection session, actual communication session, allowing devices to communicate over for a period of time. That's why you're able to just chat with someone for hours and hours and hours on WhatsApp. Yeah, until maybe your internet your subscription has just got done. Connection that you subscribe for. You say you only subscribe for a day. Obviously, it might take, okay, let me say you subscribe, let me say 10 in the morning, then you have, the whole day that will be up to 10 the next day. So in case, like, let me say your subscription gets done before you completing the 24 hours, you may have to subscribe again, because after that you can't communicate with the other person, which is kind of weird, Phone, you can just use internet for freely, but yeah, unfortunately you have to just subscribe for it. Yeah, we're going to just drain us out. So the key components that we need in this session, actually session layer, you only need a session, establishment, maintenance, termination protocols, and yeah, we are going to use a remote procedure call and SQL sessions. Can you imagine you have to put SQL can be used? Yeah, for that, I think that's fine. So we can go over to the sixth layer, which is the presentation layer. Wow, presentation layer. I really like this one. The presentation layer, in most cases, is just responsible for, like, translating, encrypting, and compressing the data, just to ensure that, it's just to ensure that the data sent from the application layer is of the system readable by the application layer of the or another. So in most cases, just handles the data format, character coding, data encryption. Yeah, that's all. So here are the key components that we shall need for this presentation layer. It's just data transmission, encryption, and compression most of the times. And most of you may not understand compression, but compression is whereby we are going to, like, let me say, your PDF is 5 MBs, yeah, megabyte, and maybe you want it down to 1 megabyte or KBs. You're going to compress that file, and you're going to just send it over to the other person, because maybe the other person's device is not able to read the big file. You have to just make it a bit small for the other person to read it quickly. So, for example, pictures, wow, image format, in fact. Whoa, sorry about that. Sorry about that. It was just something small. But yeah, you have image formats, which are in form of a JPEG, PNG, then yeah, others coming like that. You also need encryption protocols like the SSL and the TLS. So with that, you're going down to our last layer, which is the application. The application. So this one is the topmost layer of the OSI model, which is closest to the end user. That is you, me. Yeah, by now I'm using an application to do this presenting, and I'll just give it to you in details. So this provides the interface for you and me to interact with the network. So under this layer, it supports like application sizes like email, file transfer, browsing. I would say video editing. That's what I can say. Then messaging via WhatsApp, Instagram, when you are doing live, where you talk to other people. It also determines protocols that applications are going to use, communicate over the network. So in most cases, you'll be there like, wow, why isn't this app doing this? When the moment you see maybe an application is acting up, in most cases, it's either having a bug, which is disturbing it, bugs, errors, application, so because it can disorganize the function of the app. Maybe it's also under maintenance. So our key components for this layer, we shall have application protocol and services. I think you all know the services, which are they are just simple reset command. Then, for example, we have the HTTP, which we are no longer using, unfortunately. Devices now we are using, is it HTTPS for browsing? For some reason, I don't get it properly that yeah, we can no longer use this. We can only use this unless like let me say for those that are creating websites, they're just beginning create their websites. Literally you're going to need like a local host for that reason, therefore, which is going to use an HTTP instead of HTTPS. But the moment you decide that you're going to make your browser, your website live, you're going to migrate from HTTP to HTTPS. They also have the file transfer protocol and SMTP for emails. Imagine, yeah. For that, those 7 layers, the physical data link, network transport, session, presentation, these are the layers that make up the OSI model. So now we can conclude our class by saying that networking, computer networking, it's just like a team effort where devices work together, like, you know, You have your team, you're working on a project, so you also need devices to work together to share information, resources, and it's made up of different devices, connections, data, protocols, networks, which allows you to understand how networking works and can help you appreciate the complexity and the beauty of the internet itself. For that, I would like to just say thank you for joining me onto this. When any inquiries, just feel free to just ask me anything. Anything, I'll try my best. Just break it down as much as I can, make it simpler for you. So feel free, just comment down. Please don't forget to like, share video with your friends. That will help me grow my channel and you. So with that, please don't forget to also subscribe, hit that notification button for any new content that I'll be sharing with you. For that, thank you for enjoying this with me. And this brings us to end. I appreciate it. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, whatever you need. I will talk about it. Thank you.